Om Shanti, 12th April 2020, Bab Dada's Avyakt Murli, and today Baba is basically teaching us about desires. He says that the one who is beyond all limited desires is basically the one who's the conqueror of lust. Baba says that on one side there is a very big tasteless world, and on the other side there's a small happy world. So Baba is basically seeing a small and happy world. Baba says if you step outside the fortress of purity, even in your thought, then you experience the influence of sorrow and peacelessness. He also said that one is the desire for physical possession. Basically he's talking about the desires today. So he mentioned 4 types of desires, where one is the desire for physical possession. Second, it's the desire to attain something limited from people. Thirdly, many types of limited desires arise in fulfilling relationships. And fourthly, Baba said, limited desires also arise within the intention to do service. That is royal chain at times, Baba says. Golden chain basically, that I am the one who's supposed to do this. It's just me who can do this. So Baba is asking we children to remain free from all sort of royal desires as well. He also said that you change the words and say in a royal way that I don't want it, but I like it. In Hindi we say, Ichha nahi hai par acha lagta hai. I don't want it, but I like it. So Baba says that when an object or a person has a special attraction for somebody, basically for we children, so when we look just that particular object or person, it means there is a desire. Baba says it is right when you say that you like everything and everyone, instead of saying that I like this particular thing or particular person. Baba also mentioned that if you like someone's service, sustenance, or maybe virtues, effort, or the nature of renunciation, or to take the fragrance of that goodness, or to imbibe that goodness, Baba says that's a different matter. But if you're liking something specifically in that individual, that one in particular of that one's goodness, this is because that goodness then changes into a desire. So Baba says these are 2 different things. If you like someone for their sustenance, or maybe for service, or maybe you're looking for the virtues so that you can also imbibe them in yourself, that's a different matter. Baba also mentioned the desire to be impressed. Baba has actually talked about it in detail inside the Murli. He also said that I will demonstrate by doing this service. I will demonstrate by glorifying the name. If you have this kind of sense that it's me who will do it, it's just me who can do this. So Baba says this is also a royal form of desire. He says do not become arrogant or insult anybody so that you close the doors for good wishes and pure feelings. Today Baba has called himself great-great-grandfather who is here and bought us the golden gift, ornaments of virtue and jewels of knowledge. Baba has also talked about Kumars, that they are those who move forward at very fast speed. So let it not be that you move along, stop, and then move along again. And Baba also mentioned that only those who are always free from bondage, they are in the flying stage. And today Baba has blessed us by saying that may you imbibe the power of tolerance and become loving to all and receive imperishable and sweet fruit. Basically Baba is telling that never have any feeling that you have tolerated so much, and so the other one should also tolerate a little. Baba says don't have such feelings. He also said that forget everything that has passed. Learn a lesson from the things of the past, and in the future be constantly cautious. Om Shanti. Today's Murli's, Avyakt Murli's heading is a conqueror of lust is one who is beyond all the limited desires. Today Bab Dada is seeing his small, elevated and happy world. On the one side there is this big tasteless world, and on the other side there's a small happy world. In this happy world there are Brahmin souls who are full of happiness and peace. because this life of purity and cleanliness is the basis of a happy and peaceful life. Where there is purity and cleanliness, there cannot be any name or trace of sorrow or peacelessness. The small, happy world is in the fortress of purity. If you step outside the fortress of purity, even in your thoughts, you experience the influence of sorrow and peacelessness. In the foot of your intellect, Baba says, if the foot of your intellect remains in this fortress, there cannot then be any wave of sorrow or peacelessness, not even in your dreams. So let alone in your thoughts. If there is the slightest experience of sorrow or peacelessness, there is definitely the influence of one type or another of impurity. Baba said that purity does not just mean becoming a conqueror of lust and thereby a conqueror of the world, because all limited desires are the creation of the vice of lust. To be a conqueror of lust means to be victorious over all desires, because each desire has a huge progeny. One is the desire for physical possessions. The second desire is to attain something limited from people. Thirdly, many types of limited desires arise in fulfilling relationships. And fourthly, limited desires also arise within the intention to do service. So to finish all these four types of desire means to be victorious over sorrow and peacelessness for all the time. Now ask yourself, have I finished all these four types of desires? If any perishable thing attracts you, then that is definitely an attachment in the form of a desire. You change the words and say in a royal way that I don't want it, but I like it. When an object or a person has a special attraction for you, when you like just that particular object or person, it means there is a desire. That is a desire. It is right when you say that you like everything and everyone, but it is wrong to say that you like just a particular thing or person. That is a royal form of desire. Baba is also mentioning, we need to keep this thing in our minds, that if you like someone's service, someone's sustenance, virtues, effort, renunciation or nature, to take the fragrance of that goodness or to imbibe that goodness yourself is a different matter. It's a different matter. It's basically the way of moving ahead with a good company. A man is known by the company he keeps. It's a different matter, Baba says. From thinking, it's a different matter from what? When you think that you like that one in particular because of that one's goodness. So Baba says this is because that goodness then changes into a desire. It's a desire. You're then unable to face sorrow or peacelessness. One is Baba says, one is to deprive yourself of becoming good because of that one's goodness. And the other is the feeling of enmity that also brings you down. One is the desire to be impressed and the other is a desire to be two, is basically due to jealousy or holding a grudge against someone. These also finish your happiness and peace. Your mind is basically then in a constant upheaval. The signs of being impressed are attachment and subservience. Subservience basically will take you away from Srimad. So similarly, the sign of having feelings of jealousy or enmity are to try to justify yourself and being stubborn. You're then unaware of how much time and energy are wasted in having both these types of feelings. Both cause a great loss. They distress you and also cause distress for others. At such a time, the chant from such souls is, I have to take and cause sorrow. No matter what happens, I have to do this. It is their desires that are speaking at that time. It is not the Brahman soul speaking at that time. This is why the feet of their intellect step outside the world of happiness and peace. Therefore, become victorious over these royal desires and go beyond these desires and have the stage of being ignorant of even the knowledge of desires. When you have a thought, due to either type of feeling, that you will definitely demonstrate this by doing something, to whom would you demonstrate it? To the father or the Brahmin family? To whom would you show it? In that case, just consider that as not just demonstrating, but demonstrating falling. Like yesterday also Baba said that if any service is disturbing you or somebody else, then there is no point of doing that service. So here Baba says, in that case, if you think that I am doing this, in that case just consider that as not just as demonstrating, but demonstrating falling. Is that the wonder that you want to demonstrate? Is falling something you would be proud of showing others? The intoxication of limited attainment? I will demonstrate by doing this service. I will demonstrate by glorifying the name. Check whether these words are royal. You speak the language of lions, but you become like sheep. Nowadays, people wear the face mask of a tiger, an elephant, and Ravan or Ram. So this too is Maya wearing the face of a tiger. I will definitely demonstrate this. I will do this. However, Maya influences you and turns you into a sheep. To have any consciousness of mind means to be influenced by one type of limited desires or other. Speak yukti-yukt language and also have yukti-yukt feelings. This is not cleverness, but it is experiencing defeat every cycle and becoming part of the moon dynasty instead of the sun dynasty. You will then have to become part of the moon dynasty every cycle. So is the defeat or cleverness. Do not show such cleverness. Do not become arrogant. Do not insult anyone. Both of those feelings distance you from having good wishes and pure feelings. So check, there isn't the slightest arrogance or feeling of insult, is there? Where there is arrogance or feelings of insult, that person can never be stable in the stage of self-respect. Self-respect makes you step away from all desire so that you would then constantly swing in the swings of happiness and peace in the world of happiness. This is called being a conqueror of all desires and a conqueror of the world. So Bab Dada was seeing the small happy world. Why do you go from the world of happiness of your own into a foreign land with the foot of your intellect? A religion that is not yours, a land that is not yours, would always cause you sorrow. Your original religion and your original land give you happiness. So you are the children of the Father, who is the ocean of happiness. You are souls who have experienced the world of happiness. You are souls who have a right, and so you must always remain happy and peaceful. Do you understand? All the loving children from this land and abroad have arrived at their home, their father's home, to claim their right. Seeing the children who have arrived, Bab Dada is also pleased. Just as you have come here in happiness, similarly, the method of remaining constantly happy is to renounce both of those things, even in your thoughts, and to become fortunate for all time. You have come to claim your fortune, but along with claiming your fortune, you also have to leave behind any weakness of the mind that obstructs your flying stage. To renounce this means to claim something. Acha. To those who always live in the world of happiness and who are conquerors of all desires, to the elevated souls who constantly have good wishes and pure feelings for all souls, and to the special souls who constantly remain stable on the seat of self-respect, Bab Dada's love, remembrance and namaste. Now, there is another small thing that Baba is talking about, that make a bitter land sweet with sweetness. So today the greatest father of all, the grandfather, has come to meet his lovely grandchildren. Brahma has been remembered as the great-great-grandfather. The incorporeal father made Brahma an instrument for the corporeal world. Because of being the creator of the human world, the memorial of the human world has been shown in the form of a tree. The seed is incognito. First, 2 leaves emerge from which the trunk then emerges. So Brahma becomes the instrument for the foundation of the tree in the form of the father. Adi Dev and Adi Devi the mother of the tree basically. We are talking about Mama. So Baba says the Brahman trunk emerges from that, and then many branches emerge from Brahman trunk. This is why Brahma has been remembered as the great-great-grandfather. The incarnation of Brahma taking place means the bad days ending and the good days beginning. The night comes to an end and the dawn of Brahma, that is Muhurat, Brahma Muhurat, takes place. In fact, good days beginning. The night comes to an end, Baba says, and the dawn of Brahma takes place. So this is the time when Baba is talking about Sangam Yug. So in fact it is Brahma Muhurt, but they say Brahma Muhurt. It is Brahma Muhurt, Baba said. Baba is actually correcting the greatest mistake, that it's not Brahma Muhurt, it's Brahma Muhurat. So they show Brahma in an elderly form, and the grandfather, the incorporeal father, gives you grandchildren. So many gifts that you continue to live on those 421 births. He is the bestower and also the bestower of fortune. He gives you platefuls of jewels of knowledge. He gives you a golden gift of many forms of power. He gives you boxes filled with ornaments of virtues. How many jewelry boxes do you have? Even if you were to put on new ornaments every day, there would still be countless. So these gifts will go with you for all the time. Those physical gifts will remain here, but these will go with you. You become so filled with godly gifts that you won't need to earn anything there. You will continue to live on your gifts. You will be freed from laboring. All of you have specially come to celebrate Christmas Day. So Baba calls it Kismis, that is raisins. Baba says it's a Kismis Day. Christmas Day is basically Kismis Day. And Kismis is basically raisin. In English we call Kismis as raisin. So Christmas Day means the day of sweetness. It is the day for becoming constantly sweet. On this day, they eat a lot of sweets and also serve other sweets. Their mouths are only sweetened for a very short time, because if they became sweet themselves, only sweet words would emerge from their mouths all the time. You become happy when you eat something sweet or serve it to others. Similarly, sweet words make you happy and also make others happy. So do this and constantly continue to sweeten everyone's mouth. Let there always be sweet drishti, sweet words, and sweet actions. This is what it means to celebrate Christmas Day. To celebrate means to make others sweet, give anyone sweet drishti for just a few moments, speak a few sweet words, and you will make that soul feel full for all time. These 2 seconds of sweet drishti and sweet excuse me, Baba is saying that these 2 seconds of sweet drishti and sweet words will transform the world of that soul. He also says that these few sweet words will become instrumental in changing them for all time. Sweetness is such a virtue that it makes a bitter land sweet. The basis of the transformation of all of you were the few sweet words from Baba, were they not? Sweet children, you are pure and sweet souls. These few sweet words transformed you. So Baba's sweet drishti changed you. Similarly, with sweetness, also make others sweet. Sweeten their mouths in this way. Do you understand? So you celebrated Christmas Day, did you not? Have you filled your aprons for all time with all these gifts? Always keep the gift of sweetness with you. Remain constantly sweet with this and make others sweet. Acha. To those who always fill the aprons of their intellects with jewels of knowledge, to those who become powerful souls with the powers and become full of all powers, to the elevated souls who are always decorated with the ornaments of all virtues, to the sweet children who always sweeten their mouth with sweetness, Bab Dada's love, remembrance and namaste. And Baba also talked to Kumars and said that Kumars means those who move forward no matter what the situation is. Always consider yourself to be powerful souls and keep moving forward. Baba also said, do not get influenced by the atmosphere. He said, you will pass the paper, will you not? You are not those who shake when you have to take a paper. He also said that you are always courageous. Baba also said that Kumars are those who are in flying stage. Only those who are always free from bondage are in the flying stage. He said you don't have any bondage of your minds either. You're free from bondage. Baba says in worldly life, Kumars have continued to use their physical power and power of their intellects for destructive tasks. And the world is basically evident of that. So Baba says, however, you have now become those who use these powers for an elevated task. Baba says, the sanskars of your worldly life emerge sometimes. You are those who have an alaukic life, that is, you're those who have a new life. So never consider yourselves to be ordinary. He also said that you don't have the question, what should I do, because I'm still having waste thoughts, do you? You are fortunate Kumars. You will continue to eat from your fortune for 21 births. You will be freed from having to work hard for your physical and subtle income for yourself. Baba said that Baba has received for this special day while giving love and remembrance at the time of farewell, and said that Babdada gives all of you sweetest children the blessing that constantly become elevated with sweetness and make others elevated. May you continue to progress with this blessing and also enable service to progress. So to all the children, the greatest remembrance of all, the loving congratulations from the greatest father of all. Good morning, congratulations for being constantly sweet. We spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. And today Baba has blessed us by saying that may you imbibe the power of tolerance and become loving to all and receive imperishable and sweet fruit. Baba says to tolerate something does not mean to die, but to live in everyone's heart with love. No matter how much opposition someone may cause, even if he, Baba says, fiercer than Ravan, even if you have to tolerate things not just once but 10 times, even then the fruit of the power of tolerance is imperishable and sweet. And this tolerance can basically come with the knowledge of drama. Anyway, Baba says, never have any feeling that you have tolerated so much and so the other one should also tolerate a little. Do not have any feeling of wanting to receive temporary fruit. Have the feeling of mercy, which is the feeling of serving. Those who have the desire to serve will accommodate everyone's weaknesses. They will not oppose them. Slogan: forget everything that has passed. Learn a lesson from the things of the past, and in the future, be constantly cautious. Om Shanti.